I know this isn't what I normally post on my channel, but I wanted to do something different, so here we go.
Meme Review!
Captain Marvel is the 21st movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it introduces us to Carol, an Earth-human abducted by aliens. Now where have I heard that one before? The film was released on the 8th of March, which also happened to be around International Women's Day. I see what you did there, Marvel. Very clever. I just got back from the cinema as I'm writing this, and I also happened to watch it in Screen X at my local cinema, and I'll get onto that in the end. But onto the burning question, was it good? Yeah, it was alright. The typical Marvel formula of a decent story mixed with action and comedy works fine. The characters are likeable, the action is satisfying to watch, and it's basically a buddy cop film with Samuel L. Jackson, so what more could you want? The actors all gave good performances, especially Jackson, and also this little motherfucker. I won't venture too far as that would be a spoiler, but Goose, this fucking cat, oh my god! It references and uses the rest of the Marvel Universe fine, and uses what was established in films like Guardians of the Galaxy and Captain America, so it all feels well tied together. But the elephant in the room.
She's a woman, so the film is all feminist and all woman power and everything.
I thought it would be all feminist too, but it ain't. Captain Marvel would work just the same if he was a guy, and nothing is gained by the lead having a vagina. And Nick Fury still holds his own, even if he does feel like a bit of a tag-along in some moments. So everyone who suffers from fragile masculinity can relax knowing that this film doesn't downplay you for having a penis. The only real time gender is brought up is when two characters are talking about it in the Air Force. Even that was brief. So as far as feminist goes, I put it on par with Fury Road. Not shouting woman power and gender's not really a big issue, and it just gets on with the plot. Now that that's out of the way, allow me, if you will, to pick at some of the things I didn't like. Nick Fury provides some good laughs in the film, but if you're uptight with continuity and like how he's portrayed in the other films, you may find him being more light-hearted, kind of annoying, given how serious he is in other Marvel films. Brie Larson was alright, but came across as a bit emotionless and not quite as expressive as the other characters around her. Mild spoilers ahead, but she acts upset over certain misinformation, but doesn't really express it much through the face. So most of the film she just kinda has this slightly glazed look in her eye. More kind of spoilers, the Skrull were an interesting antagonist, and the twist with their plot was interesting, but nothing new. Still good all the same, I suppose. They're a much more interesting villain than this fucker. One more slight spoiler, but kinda major in its own way, is something significant happening to Nick Fury's character that some people may just be like, yeah, alright, I guess that's just how it is. And leave some more die-hard fans like, really? That's what happened? So, depending on how much you like Nick Fury, consider yourself warned. The biggest problem it has is that it takes some time before it really gets going, so the first act does feel like it drags on a bit, and I can't say that I was drawn into the film in the same way I was drawn into Infinity War or Thor Ragnarok. Compared to the rest of the Marvel Universe, I put it somewhere between Spider-Man Homecoming and Guardians 2 in terms of rating, around average.
Tell me what you think in the comments.
Now onto the Screen X experience for those of you who are interested. Here's the point where I finished talking about it. Screen X is basically two extra screens on either side of the main screen that widens the film somewhat into your peripheral view, which helps you take in the film more. I can't say Captain Marvel worked with the X screen, but the short film shown before really showed off what it could do. The movement of the camera mixed with a wider viewing angle actually made me feel like I was moving with it, though anyone who suffers from bad motion sickness might find it irritating. My biggest problem with it was that the edges of the screen didn't fully line up, so it does still feel like you're looking at multiple screens instead of one continuous screen, but for the most part it's a pretty minor problem. So, Captain Marvel. Overall, it's a good film. Would I rewatch it? Sure. Would I choose Captain Marvel if I wanted to rewatch any Marvel film? Probably not. If you like comic book films or Marvel films or fun actiony films, then give it a watch. Otherwise, down to you really.